What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today we're going to be doing our kind of daily video for The Walking Dead for today. And today we're going to be doing a discussion topic video from Mr. Snake. Now, this is a viewer request by this person, so thank you very much, man, for the viewer suggestion or, discussion topic. I took it in consideration, and I know I didn't have a video up yesterday, just really busy lately with moving and everything. Had to take a day off. So we're back at it today. I'm going to be doing 2 videos today to make up for that, so we'll look out for a second video coming soon about Carol and whether or not she should feel guilt for not bringing Ben with her. That's going to be the second video for today. So, I've heard tons of comments of people saying, "Oh, dude, awesome, killing it poster. When'd you get it?" I got this, like, I at least say about 7 months ago. I've never had it in the background before, and I put it there. I kind of just set it there, because I was moving things around, and I was like, wow, this looks really cool in the background of the videos. And it does. I really do like it there. But of course, I'm going to have to start tearing things down here in the less than like 5 or 6 days. This is going to start getting torn down here real soon, unfortunately. If you guys didn't know, I'm moving. For all the new viewers, yes, I'm moving. This is all going to get reset up, but it's going to be torn down here for a little bit. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is a great discussion topic, and basically what it is what is going to happen and why is Rick not in that many episodes this season, and just recently. I mean, in season 7, well, he basically asks me, why isn't Rick in that many episodes, and kind of give my opinions on, Rick being in only a few episodes per half, which is true. I definitely wanted to talk about it because it's really weird. Like, I can't defend this one. Like, this is one where I can't defend it. It's ridiculous. They really should have him in more episodes. Now, I think the only thing you can blame is the amount of characters we have. That's the only thing you can blame. Because we have so many communities. We have Alexandria, we have the Hilltop, we have the Kingdom, we have now, of course, some of the newer ones, the Junkyard Group, and the Oceanside. And then we also have the kind of king of all these 5 communities, which is the Sanctuary, the Saviors, and all them. So it's a larger world, like Jesus said. Your world's about to get a whole lot bigger. So, that's true. That's really true. And again, I can't say that it's not. I mean, there's so many communities. It's really tough. And also because, of course, this weekend we're gonna see kind of focused on one specific community this weekend. We're going to see mainly just the Hilltop. The only other location we're going to see aside from the Hilltop is going to be probably only like 2 or 3 minutes of the Sanctuary. It's probably not going to be very much. This is going to be mainly a Hilltop episode coming up this weekend. Now, of course, we had the Kingdom episode last weekend, which was awesome episode. This week we're getting the Hilltop episode. Episode 12 was kind of a Rick and Michonne episode. So I guess you could say Alexandria episode, ish. And then the one before that one was a Sanctuary episode. So you see how they're kind of bottling the episodes up. It's really weird. And then in episode 15, we're going to see the Oceanside. Not a full episode of, just them there, but we're going to see them again in episode 15. So it's really weird how they're doing this. And I can't wrap my head around why they're doing all this. But the only reason I can really come up with is that there's probably just so many characters. It's ridiculous. I mean, they have like Rick, and I'm not even going to go over all of them. Jesus, Michonne, Carol, Morgan, Daryl, Judith, and everybody else. There's so many people. Ezekiel, Daniel from the Kingdom, you have, some of the others. So, you can tell just by that it'd be difficult to put all these different characters all in one episode. It'd be very tough. Now, of course, in Season 8, we're gonna have all those. We're gonna have all the characters probably all in one episode, the whole cast there, because it's the all-out war. All the characters will be kind of together, kind of all striking against this big force of nature, I guess I could call it, which is Negan, the Saviors, and everybody else. So, it's just kind of something where I think you need to have something where you see, the Saviors, and then you have all these different other communities, and you focus on each one just because you need to see all of your different characters. But I even read a article, and I'm going to put the link in the description for it, of Jeffrey D. Morgan, so you can read it, or not Jeffrey D. Morgan, Lenny James, talking about how he hates the filming season 7 because there are so many bottle episodes, and that's why we've barely seen Rick. Like, right here, I have them all written down here on the list, and right here it says on the screen, it says in episode 1, so these are the ones that we see Rick. We see Rick in episode 1, we see Rick in episode 4, so far they've missed episode 2 and episode 3. Both of those don't have Rick in it. So we've seen him in episode 1, 4, and then we see him in episode 5, we see him in episode 7, so the episode 6 doesn't have him. We see him in episode 8, episode 9, and episode 10, yes, but then episode 11, he's not in it, and then episode 12 he is, and then in episode 13 he again isn't, and then in episode 14 doesn't really look like they're going to have him. So, you can tell that they're really mixing this up, and also episode 5 barely had him in there. Like, he was there for like one scene, I believe. No, they barely even had him in that episode anyway. So you can tell that, Rick's only been in so episode 1, I would, 5 or 6, something like that. This season, it's really just surprising. It's really crazy. But I'm going to use a different example here. With Morgan, we've only seen Morgan in episode 2. We've only seen him in episode 8, 9, 10, and then 13. So Morgan's only been in 5 episodes out of 13 this season. That's crazy because you don't really see that in a season like season 2 or 3 where the cast is not as big. It's kind of just 2 locations, Woodbury and the prison, where you can still get both locations and you can get most of your characters in the episode. Maybe you have to leave out 1 or 2, but for the most part, back in season 3 and 2, you would see Rick in every episode, you'd see Daryl in every episode, you'd see all your A-listers in every single episode. Now, they're even doing certain episodes now that concentrate only on, characters, there's no A-listers. It's only an episode on, B or C listers. I guess the perfect example would be episode 6 of the season with just Tara. I mean, she is, I would say she's a B-lister right now. I would put her there. She used to kind of be around a C-lister character, but I would say she's at about a B-lister character at this point. And it's ridiculous. I mean, she had her own episode. I mean, it was a good episode, but a lot of people didn't like that episode. I personally thought it was pretty good, but I think they really should have had maybe somebody big, maybe give us, if you're going to give us maybe a slight bigger character, the slightest bigger character than Tara, give us maybe somebody like Michonne, just throw that in there, because I think a bottle episode with Tara is just not right. I think you needed to have maybe another group added in episode 6, to make that episode better. I just think you needed it. I really do. I think you would have needed that. So, I mean, I guess my conclusion to this discussion topic is, Rick, it seems like recently in the last couple seasons, we've been starting to get so many characters that he's actually getting paid a little less because he's in less episodes. Just because there's so many communities, so many characters, and it's gone crazy. I mean, I would say right now, currently, in the last just season, since season 7 started, we've seen at least close to about 200 characters to 100 or to 250. I would not be surprised if that was the amount, because I mean, we've had so many communities. Alexandria has a decent amount of people. It's kind of gotten weaker in the last couple seasons since we saw it originally. The Hilltop has, again, kind of around the same numbers as Alexandria, kind of maybe about a couple dozen, maybe not even, like 10 to 20. Maybe 30 if you want to really push it, but characters. And then the Kingdom. So then you really step it up with the Kingdom, because the Kingdom probably has, I'm going to go to bet probably about 60, 70 people, maybe even closer to 80, because you see all the people from the community, all these people like jogging or whatever when Rick and them go to the Kingdom. You can see tons of people. So that's probably about 70 to 80 people there. So that really gets the group started right there. And then at that point, you have like over 100 people. Just by the Alexandria, the Hilltop, and the Kingdom. But then the Oceanside has about maybe 20 to 30 people, so then you're really getting strong. And then you add on all the Junkyard people, which probably would add you up to about 200 people, I would say. About 200 to about 210 people against the Saviors. And the Saviors probably have a little less than that. They probably have about 150 people, I'm going to guess. So you're outnumbering the Saviors at that point. You're basically now outnumbering them. So that means that they probably could beat the Saviors without too much trouble. Not to say in Season 8 we won't have, too many deaths. We'll probably see at least, I'm expecting from our core group to have at least have maybe one A-lister death. Yes, I am expecting that. I think we need one in Season 8, even though we just saw one at the beginning of this year. But we need to see some deaths this upcoming season. All Out War, because it's the war, right? And I think they're really going to need to figure out who they're going to kill off next year, because it's going to be a big season. And like Morgan said, people will die, not just the Saviors, on both sides. There'll be casualties on both sides. So I think with this whole Rick thing, I guess the reason why I'm talking about all this different stuff aside from, the main topic is because I'm trying to get you guys to understand there's so many characters that it's just, that's how it's probably going to go. And bottling up episodes, I realize that too. They're actually spending less money because they're bottling it up, and they don't have to pay as many characters. So that could be something else they're doing to kind of be a little sneaky there. And because of course All Out War, in basically probably all 16 episodes, we're going to see every single character in each episode. So it makes sense. So anyway, write your comments below about all this stuff, and just let me know what you think about all this stuff. Do you guys think they should include Rick in more episodes this season? Or do you kind of like the new feel where maybe sometimes you can take a break from a certain character? Maybe if you've had enough from a character, to go see some different characters maybe that you want to catch up on seeing. I would say though, I think you don't necessarily need Rick in an episode. If you can bring him in an episode, I think you really should, because he really brings a great feel to the show. Of course, he's the main guy. He's the main leader, right? I got a Rick figure right there. He's one of the awesomest figures in the whole set. So, you can just tell Rick really brightens up The Walking Dead, and it's awesome. So, anyway, I know a lot of people have been complaining we're not getting much Rick this year, but I think Season 8, that's going to change, and I think Rick will get, really, really strong in Season 8. I think Season 8 Rick will be just like Season 5 Rick, maybe even worse, because it's going to be the All-Out War, and based off the comics, Rick is going to get real tough next year. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. I got to do that other video, and I'll see you guys really soon. Peace.